Are you thinking about making a move in 2025, whether it's move up, buy your first home, downsize, any of those options? Honestly, one of the things that I see happen so much more than it should is people come to me and they're not fully 100% dialed in on the things that they're looking to do. And sometimes it's too late when we get to, you want to make a move in March, you call me in February. There's a lot of things we can do right now while we're kind of slowing down at work and the things for the holidays. There's a lot you can do to change your course. So we're going to talk about all that and more next. If you don't know, my name is Jeremy Kane with eXp Realty, living in the Denver suburbs on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. I talk all things Denver and Northern Colorado real estate market, everything you need to know about buying, selling, all the things. We talk strategies and everything you could think of about the Denver real estate market. I am a native to the area, so I know a ton about all of the communities and all the things. So if you're thinking about making a move, stay tuned, watch this, but more importantly, reach out to me. There's a ton of ways to get a hold of me in the description below, but let's roll. So first and foremost, if you are thinking about making a move, we need to look at your financial situation. This goes for, buyers, renters, whatever we're looking to do, we need to step back and have a professional look at our financial situation. I will tell you that the number one thing that I teach agents, as well as I come in contest with my clients, is if you are looking to sell a house and buy a house, we also need to look at those finances and see what that looks like. I will tell you, if you've bought a house in the last 6 years, buying a house is much more expensive with the higher interest rates than it was. So we need to make sure we're completely dialed. Sometimes a 10-point credit score boost can change, make the world of difference in an interest rate. Sometimes saving, just a little bit more money to get to that certain level of that mortgage makes a little bit more sense due to, the leverage, the interest rates, the mortgage insurance, all of the things. If you are looking to buy a home, sometimes it makes sense to utilize those down payment assistance programs. The truth is that there's no first-time home buyer, real, credit as they go. There is a conventional loan for 3% for those first-time home buyers. That's kind of a perk. But ultimately, the down payment assistance programs, yes, they're great. Yes, they're needed sometimes. But there's going to be usually a little bit higher interest rate with those. And also, you're going to pay that money back. Usually it's a silent second. But ultimately, if you do have the ability to save some cash and bring some cash to the table, typically you get a better deal on that monthly mortgage payment. Since those interest rates are so high to begin with, getting that, down payment or saving that money could be a huge difference in the purchasing power that you do have. Because of course we want to stay within your comfortability range of your payment. Also, huge to talk to renters especially about this, because truth is, on a month-to-month basis, it is cheaper to rent, right? As we move through, as we see these higher interest rates, ultimately sometimes that is a huge, shock when we talk about the exact, mortgage payment, what it's going to cost you and all of the things. And we just need to make sure that we are fully ready and prepared for that. And I think a massive piece of that is looking at the entire financial picture, looking at all your options, seeing what is available to you as part of that goes. So pretty cool there. Next, we're going to dive into, when it comes to the market, right? We have to really focus on, okay, what's the market? Where's my opportunity lie? The truth is that a lot of people think the best time to buy a home is the spring, especially now people are talking about, getting those interest rates lower and all those things. The honest truth is that's not necessarily the case all the time. So we want to make sure that we are really dialed in on that. We're really focused in on the market and understanding what that looks like, right? Is now where you're pretty much where you're going to be in 6 months right now. So you're ready to go. Why wait? Why wait for those mortgage rates to come down and those prices to climb, right? So you have to know the market, you have to understand it, but you also can't, buy into the headlines and, be kind of your own your own judge there. Have a professional like myself comment below or DM me, and I can certainly help you with this. But really get a feel for the market, what you're looking for, understand what that monthly payment's going to look for, what you can afford. If that's, go out and look at some homes, see what's out there. Because the worst thing that could happen is you're like, okay, I'm pre-approved for this. I'll start looking in June. Then you look in June and you're like, oh, I need to be pre-approved for double this. How do I go about that? That's going to take you a little bit of time to make up for sure. So we want to make sure that is, you're comparing your financial situation to the market and understanding everything that you can, understand at that point. The next piece would be to, really understand the timing, right? Because if you're looking to sell a home, you want to have, myself or a professional in your area come in and just say, okay, these are the things that can kind of maximize your value. More times than not, the things that we think of as homeowners that are going to make a huge difference in our home and so-called updates are not things that you can get dollar for dollar return out of. There are some certain things that when you're buying or selling a home that stand out and really help you at least get the home across the finish line, that if you do have money to spend on, those are the things we should do. But no one can tell you that from a YouTube video or anything like that. So raise your hand, bring someone out, let's talk about this. Let's understand that as sellers, we also need to figure out where we're going. So dive into, your financial situation and those kind of things. And then let's really make an action plan. Likewise, if you're renting, right, look at your lease, see what that option is right now. Is there an early termination fee? What are your options to get out of that lease early, but also extend the lease, right? Because we need to know that. Sometimes they really jack that lease up when you go month to month, when you're trying to, get into a home or, do that. And sometimes when you get into the spring market, especially here in Colorado, the bidding wars do happen, and it's not guaranteed that you'll get the first home that you offer on. So these are all very important steps in the process of what we're looking for, to make a move. Whether you're selling and then buying, whether you're renting, preparation is key. And sometimes when people call me in to prepare, I can get them into a home for a better deal right away, even by the end of the year, if you call me soon, and help them understand how to make that work. So super important to take the steps to prepare to purchase a home versus just waiting till March and calling me up and say, hey, Jeremy, I need to make a move. If you're in town, we can meet up, we can do the things. If you're out of town, I can always connect you with an agent out there to help be a part of your story. But ultimately, we need to prepare for what's to come. And buying a home is such a big purchase and it's such a big investment that we don't want to make it at the drop of a hat. And sometimes we can save thousands of dollars, if we just understand the markets a little bit better, we have our financial picture in tow, and we can look at it. And then 6 months down the road, we're going to be ready to go because we had that lender look and say, hey, you can go from a 700 to a 720 if you just clean up these things in your credit score. And that could be the difference of, $50, $60, $70,000 of purchase power based on that interest rate drop. So super important to prepare and plan. So here's the deal. The next step, if you're thinking about making a move at all in 2025, reach out, shoot me a DM. I promise I won't blow you up and bring a sign over to your house and put it on the market until you're ready. But let's prepare. Let's have a consultation because your situation is unique. What I just talked about, pretty general, right? And we can, dive into those things and they kind of go across the board, but you may have a completely different situation. You may have something else that you need to work on. The truth is that we cannot tailor a specific message like this on, social media and YouTube to you. The only way we can do that is you reach out, shoot me a text, 303-210-0378, shoot me a DM, call me, whatever you got to do. There's all kinds of other ways to get a hold of me in the description, but let's talk about this. Let's get you prepared and let's absolutely crush 2025 and make sure that you are in the home that you want to be in, whether that's a new home, a move up home, your dream home, a downsize home, but ultimately, or your first home, but ultimately a home that you can afford and that you're ready to roll. So really excited to serve some of you in the coming year. I hope you're having a great December. Don't blink now. Christmas is on its way. So let's go. Let's get out and crush it. Call me if you need anything. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.